6348. A flight review will consist of A. A minimum of 1 hour ground training and 1 hour flight training. B. At least 1 hour of flight time to include at 3 takeoffs and landings. C. 3 takeoffs and landings and a review of those maneuvers necessary for the pilot to demonstrate the appropriate pilot privileges. The correct answer is A. A flight review consists of a minimum of 1 hour of ground training and 1 hour of flight training. During the ground training portion, the Certified Flight Instructor, CFI, will review various aeronautical knowledge areas with the pilot, such as regulations, airspace, weather, and any other relevant topics. The flight training portion of the flight review involves actual flight time with the CFI. The CFI will assess the pilot's flight skills and proficiency, including takeoffs, landings, maneuvers, and emergency procedures. The specific maneuvers and areas of focus may vary depending on the pilot's experience, aircraft type, and any specific areas of improvement identified during the review. It's important to note that the flight review is not a test or check ride, but rather a recurrent training and evaluation process designed to ensure the pilot's ongoing proficiency and safety. The duration of the flight portion may exceed the minimum 1 hour, depending on the needs of the pilot and the CFI's assessment of the pilot's skills and readiness. 6349. A flight instructor who has not satisfactorily accomplished a flight review or passed a required proficiency check within the prescribed time is A. Not authorized to fly solo. B. Authorized to fly solo only. C. Not authorized to give instruction except to holders of recreational pilot certificates. The correct answer is A. When a flight instructor has not satisfactorily accomplished a flight review or passed a required proficiency check within the prescribed time, there are certain limitations placed on their privileges. Here are some additional details. Flight review requirement. According to FAA regulations, flight instructors are required to undergo a flight review every 24 calendar months. This review consists of at least 1 hour of ground training and 1 hour of flight training with an authorized instructor. The purpose of the flight review is to assess the flight instructor's knowledge, skills, and ability to instruct in accordance with current regulations and procedures. Proficiency check requirement. In addition to the flight review, flight instructors may also be subject to proficiency checks based on the type of certificate or rating they hold. For example, an instrument flight instructor, CFI, is required to undergo an Instrument Proficiency Check, IPC, every 12 calendar months to maintain their instrument instruction privileges. Authorization to fly solo. If a flight instructor fails to satisfactorily complete a flight review or pass a required proficiency check within the prescribed time, they are not authorized to fly solo. This means they cannot act as the pilot in command of an aircraft without another authorized pilot on board. The restriction applies to all types of flights, including instructional flights and personal flights. Instruction limitations. Additionally, a flight instructor who has not met the flight review or proficiency check requirements may also be limited in their instruction privileges. They may not be authorized to provide flight instruction to certain individuals or certificate holders until they regain their currency by completing the necessary review or check. It is important for flight instructors to stay current and meet the recurrent training requirements to ensure the highest level of safety and proficiency in their instructional activities. Failing to meet these requirements can result in limitations on their privileges until the necessary training and evaluations are completed. 6345. What flight time must be recorded by a pilot exercising the privileges of a commercial certificate? A. All flight time. B. Only the flight time necessary to meet the recent flight experience requirements. C. AI flight time flown for hire with passengers and / or cargo aboard the aircraft. The correct answer is B. All flight time. While it is true that pilots are expected to record all flight time in their logbooks, including the flight time flown while exercising commercial privileges, this answer choice is not the most accurate in the context of the question. The question specifically asks about the flight time that must be recorded, and the most precise answer is related to the recent flight experience requirements. Only the flight time necessary to meet the recent flight experience requirements. The FAA regulations outline specific recent flight experience requirements for commercial pilots, which include criteria such as day and night takeoffs and landings, instrument approaches, and carrying passengers. Commercial pilots are required to maintain and document the flight time necessary to meet these specific requirements. This means that they do not need to record every single flight they undertake, but rather focus on the flight time that fulfills the recent flight experience requirements. All flight time flown for hire with passengers and/or cargo aboard the aircraft. While commercial pilots often fly for hire and carry passengers or cargo, this answer choice is too broad. Not all flight time flown by a commercial pilot involves carrying passengers or cargo, such as when conducting practice flights, proficiency flights, or personal flights. Therefore, it is not accurate to state that all flight time with passengers and/or cargo must be recorded. The focus is on meeting the specific recent flight experience requirements outlined by the FAA summary, while pilots are encouraged to record all flight time for various purposes, including personal records and logbook entries. The specific flight time that must be recorded by a pilot exercising the privileges of a commercial certificate is the flight time necessary to meet the recent flight experience requirements outlined by the FAA. 6351. What recent flight experience must be met before a commercial airplane pilot may fly solo in an airplane? A. 3 takeoffs and 3 landings within the preceding 90 days in an airplane. B. Satisfactorily accomplished a flight review in any aircraft for which rated within the preceding 24 calendar months. C. Satisfactorily accomplished a flight review within the preceding 24 calendar months, but this review must be in an airplane. The correct answer is B. The recent flight experience requirement for a commercial airplane pilot to fly solo in an airplane is to have satisfactorily accomplished a flight review within the preceding 24 calendar months. A flight review is an evaluation conducted by a certified flight instructor, CFI, to assess the pilot's knowledge, skills, and proficiency. It includes a review of the pilot's aeronautical knowledge and practical flying skills. During the flight review, the CFI evaluates the pilot's ability to perform various maneuvers, procedures, and emergency situations. This may include takeoffs, landings, flight at different airspeeds, stalls, emergency procedures, navigation, and instrument flying, among others. The purpose of the flight review is to ensure that the pilot remains competent and capable of safely operating an airplane. The flight review does not have to be conducted in an airplane specifically. It can be completed in any aircraft for which the pilot holds a rating, such as airplanes, helicopters, or gliders. The focus is on evaluating the pilot's overall aeronautical proficiency rather than being limited to a specific aircraft category or class. By completing a flight review within the preceding 24 calendar months, the commercial airplane pilot demonstrates their ongoing commitment to maintaining and improving their flying skills, knowledge, and safety awareness. It helps ensure that pilots continue to meet the necessary standards for safe and proficient flight operations. 6374. To operate an aircraft on a solo flight within Class B airspace, a student must have a logbook endorsement showing that she has A. Received flight instruction from any authorized flight instructor on operating within Class B airspace. B. Received ground instruction on and flight instruction in that specific airspace for which solo flight is authorized. C. Within the preceding 90 days, been found to be competent by any flight instructor having knowledge of the student's experience in that specific airspace. The correct answer is B. To operate an aircraft on a solo flight within Class B airspace, a student pilot must have a logbook endorsement showing that they have received both ground instruction and flight instruction specific to operating within Class B airspace. This endorsement demonstrates that the student has received the necessary knowledge and training to safely navigate and communicate in this busy and controlled airspace. The ground instruction typically covers topics such as the airspace classification and boundaries, communication procedures, ATC, air traffic control, clearances and instructions, traffic patterns, and any specific rules or procedures applicable to Class B airspace. The flight instruction focuses on practical application and includes hands-on training in operating within Class B airspace. The student is taught how to interact with ATC, follow clearances and instructions, maintain proper separation from other aircraft, and navigate efficiently and safely. The purpose of this endorsement requirement is to ensure that the student pilot is adequately prepared and competent to operate within the unique challenges and complexities of Class B airspace. It helps to enhance their situational awareness, communication skills, and ability to safely integrate with other aircraft and ATC in this busy airspace environment. By obtaining the appropriate logbook endorsement, the student pilot demonstrates their readiness to conduct solo flights within Class B airspace, with the knowledge and skills necessary to navigate and operate safely in this controlled airspace.